Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please?
Covering both sides of the big issues with the analysis you trust on News Radio 1040 WHO.
It is my absolute pleasure to welcome back. I didn't think I'd be getting her back so quickly. Rania Mankarious. Apparently I didn't butcher it last time, and did I butcher it this time?
Not at all. You say it better than anybody else.
Oh, you're so sweet. I don't know if it's true, but you're very nice. Thank you very much for saying that. That's very, very kind of you. So we bring Rania on when we want to talk about safety things in the home. And, well, Netflix are finding out that if you push what to an awful lot of people looks like child pornography, it doesn't play well with the public. They're losing a lot of subscribers.
They really are. I mean, third quarter earnings showed subscriber cancellation rate 8 times that of usual cancellation rates. And I think people are saying, you know what, Cuties sort of crossed the line for many of us. And, you know, there was a call to boycott Netflix, and I'm not a huge proponent of running to boycott. I don't think I've even used the words that often. But lately, it seems warranted for a few of these different companies, because if they're not going to draw the line and protect children, we need to do it. And the best way to do that is to basically make a financial statement and impact financially that we don't want to see this content anymore. And it's the only way these companies respond.
Right. Now, you see, you and I are very similar. I never call for boycotts. This is obviously a very powerful microphone that I have. And if I did call for a boycott, it would probably have some degree of effect. I've never called for anyone to boycott anything publicly, and I never will. There are companies I personally choose not to do business with, but I don't make that public. That's between me and my bank account, frankly. It's just fascinating to me that 800% increase in cancellations since the release of this Cuties thing, which is just awful. I mean, I don't know how they think any parent is going to look at the poster, never mind watch it, just the poster, and is looking at the overt sexualization of extremely young girls and think, yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, and that's the problem. And Netflix made a few mistakes here. One, you know, the film to me raises a lot of questions, some good, some bad, and that's something we've talked about. But you know, the way that Netflix marketed it, they chose a different visual image for the U.S. market. It was a highly sexualized image in terms of the facial expressions, the makeup, the clothing, and I think people are tired. We're tired of this. We've already been spoon-fed the sexualization of women. We've already swallowed the sexualization of teens. If you're on TikTok for more than 5 minutes, that's in your face. It's blatant. How many girls are dancing to Cardi B's WAP right now? I mean, it's unbelievable on TikTok. And if you just look at the comments, you just want to die. It's so bad. And now we're talking about the sexualization of tweens, girls 10 to 11 years old. And what bothers me more than anything else is they're marketing it as a coming-of-age film, and it's not a coming-of-age film. Girls 10 to 11 years old shouldn't be looking at women dancing on poles, revealing their body, gyrating on the floor, making all of these sexualized gestures and innuendos, learning that their sexualization can get them power and make grown men to change their behavior. I mean, that's not a coming-of-age film. A coming-of-age film for a girl that's 10 years old looks at girls riding their bikes alone, maybe having a crush on a boy, maybe even having their first peck on the lips, but it's not, or the cheek, but it's not this. And it's just infuriating to a lot of us.
Right. In Texas, the grand jury has said what Netflix did wasn't just what you're describing. It's, in fact, criminal. And they've been indicted over the lewd depiction of children. I think that might be the right call, to be honest with you.
Yeah, and people have said, really what Travis County did, I believe it was Travis County, what they did was really just a political ploy It's a statement. It's not going to have any merit. How are they going to find Netflix liable for this? How are they going to? What are the damages? How are they going to value that? Others said it's an assault against First Amendment rights and the freedom of speech. But the reality is it's starting to say we don't want this content here. We don't want it streaming here on our TVs. We don't want people, kids clicking and seeing the images of it, the visuals of it. We don't want it easily accessible to people who want to consume it. I mean, there was a time where it was difficult to get child pornography, or difficult to get pornography, rather. Now we're saying a click of a button, you get pornography, you get it for free. It doesn't matter how old you are. Now we're saying we're going to create child pornography that you can stream in your family room at any time of the day. I mean, we're removing all the barriers to protect our children, and the numbers show it. The online solicitation of minors this year is up by 93%. If it doesn't bother you, think of the child on the opposite end of that screen, and it should bother you because they're not mature enough, they're not old enough to figure out how to navigate these solicitations and these requests, and the damaging effect it has on them lasts indefinitely. And we've got to get a hold of this. We've got to be the ones that protect our children.
Right, and I'm very pleased I don't have TikTok after hearing what you just said. But seriously, but I discovered something kind of horrific, really. If you're looking for somebody on Instagram and you just press that little magnifying glass, it's women, lots of women in very sexual poses, often without much underwear. It's just for looking for your buddy. Okay, not searching for women. You just click that little eyeglass thing and they pop up. It's incredible. I was stunned, to be perfectly frank with you. And I'm not a prude in any way whatsoever. I'm really not. But when it comes to children, that's a line none of us should be okay with crossing. And it does appear that Netflix were okay.
And it's the slow desensitization that really bothers me, because I talked about this film at length, and I said, look, I'll tell you, even myself, the outfits that the girls wore weren't as offensive to me as the movements. And I said, because I've already been shown outfits, I've already been shown pictures of girls 8, 9, 10 years old in little halter tops, in bikini tops, in short biker shorts. I've been seeing that every day now. Now I'm sort of like, okay, well, that is what it is. And I don't want to get to the point where I say it's okay for a 10-year-old to expose herself and take a nude photo of herself and post it on social media because she's so desperate for attention, and she knows that that's a slam dunk way to get it. I don't want to become desensitized to the fact that girls are going to be 10 years old, basically gyrating against the floor, making facial expressions they shouldn't even understand. I don't want that to become normal, because the people, you and I might see it and have a frank discussion about the sexualization of young girls in America, but there are other people that watch that for other purposes, and they say, that's great, I need more. Where's the next girl? That's an actress. I don't want an actress. I want a real kid. Where do I get that kid? I'll go online and I'll get him. And that's what we have to stop. And if the only way to stop that is to speak to these companies in the way they understand, through dollars, then that's what we have to do. But I don't generally like the boycott language. I'll tell you, Fashion Nova is a major fashion brand that launched a line for kids that's completely inappropriate for what they call trendsetters, girls 2 to 6 years old. It's backed by Khloe Kardashian, Kylie Jenner, and Cardi B. I think people need to look at that too. I think we need to draw a line there. It's too much. It's just too much.
Some of it's parental, though, right? I mean, you're right about the desensitization of us all. The 1950s Marilyn Monroe first edition of Playboy was outrageous. And you can probably find that in some newspapers these days in your supermarket, or worse. But in 1953, I believe it was 1953, that Marilyn Monroe spread in Playboy was considered to be outrageous.
And now we just click on a button and we see that in 10,000 times worse.
Oh, absolutely.
I was watching a documentary on how pornography has evolved and the topics and the buckets of different types of things you can ask to see.
Let's not go there.
Unbelievable. Yeah, no, I don't want to go there
Thank you
either.
for not going there. I'll take your word for it.
Crazy.
I'll take your word for it. Thank you very much. But there has to be a parental element here as well. You just talked about a clothesline that the Kardashians and Cardi B are putting out for, what do you say, 2 to 6 year olds? What kind of parent would be okay with dressing their 2 to 6 year old like that?
I've had long discussions about it.
Right.
I was just going to say, people say, well, you're the problem. It's cute. It's cute. I said, no, it's not cute to see a little girl that's 3 years old in heels showing her backside with sunglasses, with lipstick on. I said, no, it's not okay. It's not cute. And maybe for 5 seconds it might be cute to see her play dress up. But is that the dress up we want her to play? And what are other people thinking when they see it? But I can go on and on that one. It's very upsetting to me what's going on.
Me too. I was a dad who raised 2 daughters and did that largely on my own. And trust me when I tell you what they wore when they left the front door had to be approved by Dad. And they're young women now. One of my eldest ones has got kids of her own. She just gave birth to my first grandchild about 2.5 months ago. So they're all grown and gone now. But it's just insane. We are talking. Here we go again. Are you ready? Rania Mankarious. Good.
It's always a pleasure to talk to you.